Hey friends, welcome! We've got some brand new chicks coming this week and we've got to get ready for them to get here. This is my first time ordering male chicks, so hopefully everything goes well. It might be a little bit early to get chicks in your area. It's not too cold here in South Carolina right now, but sometimes February is our worst month. I was wanting to get some chicks started because I've lost a few to some hawks and some of mine are just getting older and I need some fresh egg layers, and I wanted to get them started as soon as possible so I can get some fresh eggs on the farm quickly. I like to start with either a cardboard sheet or a plastic tarp underneath my brooder so that if water spills, there is a barrier between my brooder and the floor below it. I prefer to use cardboard boxes so I can throw the whole entire thing into the compost pile when my chicks are big enough to go outside and are done using it. Here I'm going to use 2 cardboard boxes and cut a section to join the boxes together so that they have more space. My chicks will be in here for about 3 to 4 weeks. Then they will go out to my garage in the big pumpkin box. Watermelon boxes are also great if you can snag some from your local grocery store. Chicks can start to go outside when they have their full feathers, usually around 6 to 10 weeks. How long it will take to get eggs from your chicks is really going to depend on their breed. My golden comet started laying around 6 months, but after laying for 1 year, their production dropped drastically. I have a couple scrap 2x4s to lay under the food and water to help keep straw out so I don't have to replace it as often. Chicks can be super messy and need to constantly have fresh water. Next, I'm going to add a first layer of dried grass in here. As they are pooping and growing, I'm going to add more dried grass on top so we don't have a cleanliness issue in here. Your brooder should not smell. If you're having an issue with stink, that's a sign that you need to add some fresh bedding to your brooder. If you can get some of this electrolyte packets, these are great for new chicks. You just mix it into a gallon of water. If you notice the orange color fade or any mold, discard the rest of this and switch to water with just a splash of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to set the heat plate in here, and now it's all done until I get the call that our chicks are ready for pickup. So now my setup is all ready to go. As soon as I get the call that our chicks are at the post office, I'm going to turn on the brooder and get it warmed up, and I'll show you what happens when we get them. Post office just called. Our baby chicks are in, so we're running out the door because I only have 1 hour before I have to go to work to get our baby chicks. They are. Let's get these babies home. All right, let's see what we have. I apologize, the lighting in my kitchen is not very good. Oh my gosh, look how cute you are. Oh my word. Look how cute. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is show them where the water is. We're going to take them one by one and we're going to dip their beak right in the water so they can tell where it's at. And they know. It's so fluffy. 12. You're feisty. 13. 14. 15 chicks. Now I'm gonna have to give these guys a closer look when I get back because I've got to run to work. But they're all alive. They all made it. Welcome home, guys. I'm gonna get a cover and put over this just so my cats don't bother them. But oh my gosh, can you just appreciate this amount of fluffy cuteness? Oh I like to handle my baby chicks a lot when they're little, so they're used to being picked up and touched, so if I ever need to catch them, they're not running away from me scared. This is a great task to get the little ones in your family involved in. They love interacting with the animals. All of these chicks are Easter eggers. You'll notice they come in a variety of different colors. Some are yellow, some are black, some are gray, some are brown, and all in between. Even though they all have different colors, they are all the same. They're gonna all lay green or blue eggs, which is super exciting. Because my chicks don't usually eat very much when they first come home or when I first hatch them, I will use one of these small little ceramic dishes, and I will put a little bit of crumble in there and I'll wet it really well so it's a nice like pasty kind of texture. I literally just woke up and I just am sitting here watching the chicks, procrastinating, doing my morning chores. Who needs TV when you have the cute little chicks to watch pecking around and having fun? One of the concerns you need to be aware of with your new baby chicks is called pasty butt. You need to check your chicks regularly to make sure that they haven't pooped and that it's not covering up their vent. If this happens and it's not taken care of, this could kill the baby chick. Every day I'll take my chicks one by one and check them to make sure that they don't have any poop covering up their vent. I just use a wet baby wipe to wipe until I can get the poop off gently. They don't love having this done, but it has to be taken care of. Eventually they'll learn how to keep themselves clean. A couple things to note. Your chicks should always have fresh food and water. They're going to get their water dirty, so be prepared to change it often. If you see your chicks running away from the heat plate or not wanting to sleep underneath it at night, it might be time to move your heat plate up to the next level. Mine comes with 3 different settings to move it up to the next level to make the temperature a little bit lower for them. I prefer to use the heat plate. I just feel like it's safer, and I like that I can use it also as a heater if I ever need to in the chicken coop if we get some strangely low temperatures. Usually around 1 week old, I will start introducing my chicks to food scraps. I usually start with scrambled eggs. I'll try to get them to eat out of my hand, and I'll tap on the food and I'll start making cheep, cheep, cheep noises. That will train them to come when I have food, and it will also help if they get older and they get out and I need to catch them. I can go out and say cheep, cheep, and they'll come running to me. When you start giving them food scraps, make sure you're giving them some grit too. They need the grit to be able to break down the food. Usually around 2 weeks old or so, I'll start giving them a dust bath. So I'll just make a combo of wood ash from my fireplace and dirt from outside, put it into like a cat litter box or some kind of shape like that, and then put it in. The dust bath helps them to keep mites off of them, it helps keep their feathers clean, and it can also be a source of grit for them too. I usually begin to introduce my chicks to the outside around 6 to 10 weeks old, depending on the temperatures. If it's about 50 degrees or higher outside and they have their full feathers, they should be able to go out for a little bit at least. I usually start by just giving them a little bit of time outside to get some sun and some fresh grass and get used to being outside, and then gradually increase it until they're outside overnight. One final note. If you see this bulge on your chicks, it's not a growth. Don't freak out. This is actually a sign that your chicks are eating very well. I hope this information has given you the confidence to be able to bring home some chicks of your own and get your own fresh eggs. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's always so fun to have you here. I'll see you next time. Bye.